morning. Let me just spotlight my video and get started. Make sure my mat's in the picture. There we go. Excellent. Welcome to Saturday morning yoga. Hope you all got my email explaining that I'd like to try and practice some Yin Yoga with you this morning. So if you want to come and have a seat on your mat, just coming into a nice easy seat to begin with. Remember, any pressure in the knees, any stress in the knees, slip a block or a pillow underneath the hips just to raise the hips slightly. So I'll start off by just kind of giving a little bit of an explanation about what Yin Yoga is. So I normally practice the Yang style of yoga, which is quite kind of flowing and moving, and never really staying in a pose for very long. Yin Yoga is kind of the exact opposite of that. And as you probably know, with Chinese medicine, Chinese philosophy, there's the yin and the yang, and the kind of two are interrelated and connected, and they kind of balance each other. So the Yin Yoga is about applying some gentle stress to the joints and to help the joints kind of open and release. And it also means that when you're applying that gentle pressure to the joints, it encourages the movement of synovial fluid around that joint. And it also encourages the body to kind of increase making fibroblasts and all that kind of good stuff that encourages the body to go into that joint and kind of heal around that joint and encourage it to open. So muscles are elastic and your joints are plastic. Just in terms of bones, they don't move very much. Ligaments don't move very much. But obviously muscles, once you start to warm them up, they become quite elastic. So the Yang practice focuses more on the kind of muscles and stretching and lengthening and strengthening the muscles, whereas the Yin practice is more about stretching and lengthening the muscles and also the joints. So there are a few benefits, obviously, and it does increase your range of flexibility. It encourages you to be mindful and present in the moment. So it's quite a nice balance with the Yang practice. So that being said, I thought we could kind of just get started. I'll kind of walk and talk you through it. There are three elements basically to the Yin. It's coming into the pose and mindfully coming into the pose and finding your edge in that pose. And then it's resolving to stay still in the pose. So trying not to fidget and move around. So really set yourself up in the pose, get comfortable, and then resolve to stay there and resolve to be mindful. And it's also, you're going to hold the pose for a few minutes each time. But I'll keep track of the time. I have my digital watch on here so I can keep track of the time. So let's begin by sitting up nice and tall. Feeling the seat bones sitting into the earth. Feeling that lengthening through the spine, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. And just taking that focus and the awareness to the breath now. We won't use the Ujjayi breath in this practice. We're just going to come to our normal breath, but try and lengthen the inhale and the exhale. So just trying to smooth out that breath. You can breathe through the nose, you can breathe through the mouth, however feels good for you. But just really trying to fill up the lungs on the inhale and letting all the air go on the exhale. Just taking your focus, your awareness internally, becoming mindful and present on your mat. Taking this next hour for you, for your practice, to check in, listen to the body. Breathing in nice and deeply, filling up the lungs. Exhaling nice and slowly, completely emptying the lungs. Really focusing on that breath. Nice long inhales, nice long exhales. Staying here just for a few moments, breathing nice and deeply. And then taking your hands to Anjali Mudra, your prayer pose, and moving through our Soham breathing just to connect with that core. So inhaling, as you're inhaling, saying so internally in your mind, and taking your hands down, pointing your fingertips to the floor, expanding through that belly. Exhaling, hum, contracting through the belly, pushing up the air all the way out through the lungs, hum. So inhaling so, exhaling hum. Inhaling so, exhaling hum. Inhaling so, exhaling hum. Inhaling so, exhaling hum. And then taking your hands and gently placing them on top of your knees, having the palms facing up towards the sky, coming into our Chi Mudra, taking our index finger to the thumb, letting the other 3 fingers and hands just open up. And staying here for a few breaths again, just taking that focus inside, checking in with the body, maybe doing a quick body scan here. Just listening to the body, listening to the energy moving through the body, breathing nice and deeply, exhaling nice and slowly. Staying here for a few breaths. I'll read you just a small poem just to help you focus on your practice here. It's called It Felt Love by Hafiz. How did the rose ever open its heart and give to this world all its beauty? It felt the encouragement of light against its being. Otherwise, we all remain too frightened. And the day came when the risk it took to remain tight inside the bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. So with that poem in mind, moving into our yin practice, trying to open up through the body, open up through the joints. Gently opening the eyes, taking the presence, your awareness back into the room, sitting up nice and tall. So from here, coming into our first pose, which is our butterfly pose. So it's a little bit different from the Baddha Konasana butterfly pose I teach in Yin Yoga. So we're going to just take our feet out in front of us and take the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall apart. Now you're not trying to pull the feet all the way in towards the groin, just letting the feet come to wherever feels comfortable for you. So you can be way out here if this feels good. You can be a little bit closer, wherever your butterfly feels good. Feel the gentle opening up through the groin area, sitting nice and tall. And then come into a nice easy forward fold here. So we're just going to come into a forward fold, taking the hands and placing the hands facing them up towards the sky and just coming into a nice easy forward fold. Now, if this doesn't feel good for you, if there's too much stress and you don't think you can stay here, we're going to stay for 3 minutes. If you don't think you can stay here for 3 minutes, then take your pillows. You can just place your pillows down in front of you and just rest on your pillows here. So come wherever feels good for you. Use your pillows if you need to use your pillows. If you can stay without the pillows, then stay without the pillows. So just come into the pose and we'll hold here for 3 minutes. So just relaxing into the pose. Letting that head just come to wherever feels good. If you feel any tension through the neck, then keep a soft tuck to the chin just to help strengthen and lengthen through that neck and support that neck. Breathing nice and gently, really taking the focus and the awareness to the breath. Coming to your own edge here, coming to the edge where you can feel the stretch. Remembering there should be no pain in Yin Yoga, but you should feel a little bit of stress, a little bit of work through the joints. Opening up through the lower back here, opening up through the hips and the inner thighs. Breathing into those target areas, taking the breath, the prana, the chi, the energy in through the inhale, letting it circulate through those areas. And then as you exhale, feeling that release. So just inhaling and exhaling, staying here for a few minutes, feeling the opening. Breathe opening up and working through our gallbladder meridian, working through our urinary bladder meridian. The gallbladder meridian represents being kind, merciful, tolerant, and forgiving. So really thinking about those attributes as you breathe into the pose here. Just letting go, starting to feel the release. As the time goes by, you may feel that edge. Gently releasing, breathing into the stretch. Nice long inhales, nice long exhales. Staying here, taking the focus, the awareness into your body, feeling the opening up, feeling the release. And then slowly, gently letting go, making your way back up to center. And then taking your legs out in front of you and just staying here with the legs flopped out in front of you. Gently closing the eyes if that feels good and starting to feel the rebounds from holding that pose. Maybe feeling the energy starting to move through the body. Move through those target areas, the lower back, the hips, the inner thighs. And then taking your legs up towards your chest, just coming into that windmill and that windshield wipering of your legs. Just moving them from side to side. Just gentle counter stretch before moving into our half butterfly. So coming back to center and then taking the legs back out in front of you and coming into our half butterfly pose here. So taking the left leg and just bending through that left knee and taking that left leg just inside, that left foot inside that right leg. And letting that right leg just relax, open up and release. No tension through that right foot. We're not trying to flex through the right foot as we do normally in Yin Yoga. We're just feeling that release through that right leg. And then taking your torso and slowly folding over that right leg and coming into a forward fold over that right leg. Or again, coming wherever your edge is, listening to the body, checking in with the body. Where is your edge? Then your hands just come and let the palms face up towards the sky. And come into a nice, easy forward fold. If this feels too intense through the back of the leg, you can take a soft bend through the knees, slip a pillow or a block underneath the bent knee for support. You can come here like this if this feels good. You can even take a pillow over the top and hold this way if that feels good for you. If holding without the pillows is too intense and you don't think you can hold here for 3 minutes, then go with the pillows. So coming in and just holding here for 3 minutes now. Breathing into the release through the hamstrings, again through that lower back, that lower spine. Letting the tension go. Letting the tension go through that right leg. Letting the tension go through the shoulders, the upper back. Breathing into that target area of the lower spine. In through that hamstring, feeling the opening and the release. Coming to your edge. Committing to staying still in that edge for 3 minutes. Breathing nice and deeply, taking the focus and the awareness to the breath. Gently activating through the urinary bladder meridian, through the liver meridian and the kidney meridian here. Opening up the spine, the hips, the hamstrings. Moving through the urinary bladder. The emotions attached here are deep acceptance of yourself, being strong, having healthy connections to others, being hopeful. So focusing on those positive emotions as you rest here, feeling the opening, starting to feel a release. Staying still, no fidgeting, just being mindful, being present. Remembering the breath, no holding of breath, just staying here in the moment, being mindful, being present, feeling the opening through the joints, feeling the chi and the energy circulating through the body. One more minute here, enjoying the release, letting go, relaxing the body, just coming through into that gentle edge. And then slowly, gently start to release, walking the hands back up, walking back up through the spine, coming up nice and slowly. Taking that left leg out in front of you and staying here just for a moment again, letting the legs flop out, just feeling the energy circulating the body, feeling that rebound from the pose, checking in, and then moving through to the other side, taking that right leg this time, bending through that right knee, taking that right foot into the inner thigh of the left foot, moving through our half butterfly on the left. So the same thing, if you have any issues through the knee, if it's too uncomfortable to have your leg straight, take the pillow, slip it underneath the knee, give it some support. And you can always take some pillows over the leg if you find that it's too intense through the lower spine. If you can stay with gravity, then do, but if you need to use the pillows, then that's fine too, use the pillows. So slowly coming forward and folding forward over that left leg, noticing the difference maybe between the left and the right. Maybe feeling a little bit tighter on one side than the other. I notice I'm feeling a little bit tighter on my left, but then I have a knee injury in my left knee. So that kind of explains that. So just be accepting of wherever you're at here in the pose. Remembering there's no judgment. We'll hold here for 3 minutes. Just letting go, coming to your edge, finding your edge, resolving to stay here on your edge for 3 minutes with the breath, staying still, letting the body work its magic, knowing the body has the ability to heal itself, so really giving the body that opportunity here to just breathe in that chi, that prana, that life force, and take that life force and take it to those target areas, breathing in through the hips, the lower spine, coming down through that left hamstring, holding here, just letting go, no tension through the back, no tension in the shoulders, no tension through the neck, just breathing, finding that release, again working through the urinary bladder, the liver, the kidneys, coming through those meridians, working into those meridians, coming through into the liver. It represents self-kindness and acceptance. So breathing in self-kindness and breathing out acceptance. Just listening in, checking in, being mindful, present, not letting the mind wander off. Just staying here in this present moment, breathing into the stretch, checking into the body, observing, listening. Remembering the breath, nice long, slow breath. Really slowing everything down. Remembering the longer you make the exhale, the more relaxed you can become. Switches on that relaxation mode in the body. And closing the eyes if that feels good. Just checking in, listening to the hamstrings, listening to that lower back, listening to the hips. What are they telling you? Remembering no tension through the upper back, just relaxing here. Using the cushions if you need to. Moving with gravity that feels better. Just coming forward, relaxing, opening everything up. And then gently release, walking the hands back up to the center. Taking that right leg now, straightening out that right leg. Holding here. And again, just staying here in the rebounds. Feeling the energy moving through the body. Where's the energy moving to? Is it coming back to those areas where you held? Feeling the chi, visualizing that energy moving through the body. And then gently opening the eyes, coming back to center. Moving into our Dragonfly, sometimes called Upavista Konasana in our normal yang practice. Taking the legs out to the sides now and just coming again as wide as feels good for you. If this is too wide and you want to be a bit narrower, that's fine. If having your legs here as we come into a forward fold is too intense through the knees, again, bend the knees, slip the pillows under the knees for support. That's fine. You can stay here with the knees supported under a pillow or a block. Or if you're okay with the knees being straight, you can take the pillows in front of you and just fold over into the pillows and stay here if that feels good. If coming too far forward feels too intense through that back. So again, you choose whichever variation of this pose feels good for you. And again, we're going to hold for 3 minutes. So remember, we're coming to our edge for 3 minutes. So only come to the edge that you can hold for 3 minutes. Letting the tension go through the feet, letting the feet just flop out. And just coming forward and coming folding forward, coming into our Dragonfly Pose here. Maybe letting the palms face up towards the universe, just ready to receive. And come into that nice, easy forward fold for 3 minutes here. Just folding forward, either over the cushions if it's too intense through that spine, or having those cushions under the knees if it's too intense through the backs of the legs into the hamstrings. And letting the tension go, just letting the feet flop, not holding any tension through the feet. Coming forward, just letting everything hang forward. If it's not comfortable through the neck, then again use blocks or pillows to hold yourself up a little bit more. Or you can start to take a slight tuck to the chin just to help protect that neck if you're feeling it in your neck. But just holding here again, breathing in, feeling that energy moving through the body. Nice long inhales, nice long deep exhales, really letting all that tension go on the exhale, focusing on the exhale. Feeling the opening through the inner groin, feeling the opening through the hamstrings, through that lower back again. Just releasing through that sacral lumbar spine. And shoulders relax. Trying to let all the tension go from the body. Just breathing into the stretch, breathing in, feeling the energy, taking the focus, the awareness to those target areas, the inner groin, the hips, the hamstrings, that lower spine. Again, we're working here through our liver, our kidney, and our urinary bladder meridians. Working through the kidney meridian. The emotions that are represented are strong faith, being optimistic, trusting and courageous. So focusing on those attributes as you lean forward, and just come forward into that nice, easy forward fold. Coming to your edge, staying in your edge, staying still, committing to stay for 3 minutes. Listening to the breath, listening to the body. And then when you're ready, slowly, gently, making your way back up to center. Coming all the way back up to center. Taking your legs gently together. Just letting all the tension go through the legs and staying here and just listening for that rebound through the body. Our palms will be facing down or up. Maybe coming into a chi mudra if that feels good. Checking in, listening to the body, monitoring the energy flowing through the body, being observant, being aware. Gently opening the eyes. Well done. Taking the knees up towards the chest again. And then just gently windshield wipering the legs from side to side. Just a gentle counter stretch, gentle release through that hips, that sacral area. Moving with the breath, just moving nice and easy. Remembering there's no rush to be anywhere or do anything. This next hour is for you, this whole hour is for you. Just to move with the breath, focusing on you, your body. Well done. And then from here, just coming over and coming into our child's pose now. So coming to rest in your child's pose, taking the knees together, and then sitting back over your heels and taking the arms and just resting the arms just outside the thighs. Coming to rest on your forehead here, just on your third eye. And we'll stay here for 1 minute. So just really breathing here, breathing into the back of the body. For a minute, staying here. Letting the shoulders open, letting the upper back, feel the shoulder blades start to drift apart. Breathing into the back of the body. Breathing into those hips. Staying here. Feeling again the energy circulating through the body. Checking in. Well done. And then slowly, gently coming up, setting up for our Sphinx pose. So coming to lie down onto your mat on your belly, taking the legs behind you. As you take the legs behind you, just letting those feet relax, letting your buttocks relax, just relaxing through that lower body. Coming to rest on your elbows in the Sphinx pose, and then taking your hands together, palms together in a prayer pose. Just holding here, and we'll hold here for 3 minutes. So finding your edge in the Sphinx pose, finding where you can feel that gentle tension through the stress through the lumbar spine. And then holding here for 3 minutes, committing for 3 minutes, Just holding the Sphinx pose. Again, just letting the shoulders relax, letting that lower body relax, not holding any tension through the feet. If it's really too uncomfortable for you through your lower back here, then you can take your legs wider. And take your legs that little bit wider should help and relieve any tension through that lower back. If there's any pain, remember, adjust. Don't stay for 3 minutes in pain. You should only be at your own edge. And if it is painful, come out and find a new variation of the pose, release, and then come into an edge where you can hold for 3 minutes, feeling that gentle tension, but certainly never any pain. And just breathing nice and deeply, letting those shoulders drop down the back, opening up through the heart, letting the buttocks go, letting the legs go. If you'd like a more intense stretch, then you can take the legs together or further together, more together. Again, listen to the body, check in. What does your body need? What's it telling you to do? Staying here in stillness for 3 minutes, just monitoring the breath, staying with the breath. Coming through and working through our stomach and our spleen meridians. The spleen's associated with trust, honesty, openness, acceptance, balance, impartiality. Focusing on those positive attributes as you stay here working through your stomach and your spleen meridians. Breathing in nice and deeply, exhaling nice and slowly. And then slowly release, coming down to lie on the mat, coming into Makrasana, Crocodile Pose, just to feel the rebound. So folding one hand on top of the other, making a pillow for your forehead. Coming into this relaxation pose, restorative pose. Stay here just for a moment or two. Again, feeling the energy moving through the body, feeling the rebound, feeling the body opening up, feeling the release. And then coming back up. And we're going to move into our seal pose now. If seal pose is too much for you for 3 minutes, you can start in seal pose and then come back down to Sphinx pose at some point in the 3 minutes. But if you want to stay with Sphinx pose and go through the Sphinx pose the second time, then that's fine. So seal pose, coming up onto the palms of your hands and then lifting up, and again just coming to your own edge here and holding in the seal pose here, opening up through the heart, letting the tension go through the lower body and staying here for 3 minutes. So you can stay here for 3 minutes, or at any point, if you want to come back down into Sphinx, you can. Bearing in mind that you are going to be here for 3 minutes, then you can just come to whichever edge of the pose, or your own edge in the pose. But if you want to stay in Sphinx, that's absolutely fine too. Just committing to stay here still for 3 minutes. Again, working through that spleen and working through the stomach meridians. And the stomach meridian is associated with the attributes of trust, being calm, serene, strong, and belief in your own goodness. So thinking about those positive attributes, staying here for 3 minutes, breathing into that lower lumbar spine, opening up through the heart. Nice long inhales, nice long exhales. Really checking in, listening to the body, being mindful, present, here now in this moment. Don't let the mind wander. Try to rein that mind in. Remember, this is a practice of being mindful, being present, here now on your mat. Just taking an hour for you, and only you, just to check in with your body, check in with your mind, check in with your emotions. Yoga is not only about the body, it's about your mental health. Being strong in your mind, recognizing your emotions, recognizing it's okay not to feel so good some days. It's all part of the natural cycle. So just moving here with the breath, feeling the energy flowing through the body, and then gently release, letting go, coming down nice and easily, coming back into Makrasana Crocodile Pose, one hand on top of the other, taking the forehead on top of the folded hands and staying here. Feeling an opening up through the shoulders, feeling the release through the lower spine, just breathing nice and deeply. Feeling the rebound through the body. And then coming up, taking yourself back up onto all fours. And then taking yourself back into that child's pose again. Taking the knees maybe a little bit wider apart now. And coming back over the heels. And if it feels good, taking the hands out in front of you. And taking the hands and feeling that opening, that lengthening through the spine. If this doesn't feel good, then by all means take the arms down beside your sides and stay there. We'll stay in child's pose for a minute. Feeling the energy moving through the body here. Feeling the opening through the shoulders. Moving with the breath. Nice long inhales, nice long exhales. Releasing through the hips, through the sacral area, releasing through the shoulders. Staying here. Well done. And then gently coming all the way back up. And coming down, just sitting back down on your mat, coming into our half shoelace pose. So it's a variation of our Gomukhasana or our cow face pose from our yang classes. And take the right leg, bend through the right knee, and then take that right leg and cross it over the left. Now you can stay here. This is where your half shoelace is. If you can take that right knee all the way over and rest on top of the left knee, and then just gently open through that right foot, then come here. But you don't have to be here. If you're here, that's fine. If you find that you would like to put some pillows underneath just to help support through that right knee, then that's fine too. Or if you want to take some pillows to fold forward over, then that's fine. So use the pillows if you need to use the pillows, and there's no harm in that. Remember, it's all about coming to your own edge. So find the variation of the pose where you can come and fold forward for 3 minutes and hold for 3 minutes. Letting tension go through that left leg, just letting that left leg flop out. And slowly coming forward, coming into a nice forward fold. If there's too intense a stretch through that left knee, slip a block or a pillow underneath that left knee and just raise it up slightly. So staying here for 3 minutes in our forward fold. Again, just letting those shoulders relax. Just curling through the spine here, not thinking about having a nice long straight spine. We're trying to open up through the vertebra here. So just gentle curl through the spine. Letting the foot relax, letting the feet relax. Letting those hips relax, opening up through the hips. Opening up through the hamstrings. Breathing nice and deeply, exhaling nice and slowly. Remembering the breath, staying with that breath. Breathing into the release. Remember coming to your own edge, staying in your own edge, committing to be still here, no fidgeting, no moving around, unless of course you feel any pain. If there's any pain at all, modify, adjust, use pillows, blocks, become more comfortable where there's no pain, where you can only feel that gentle opening coming in through your own edge. Breathing nice and deeply, releasing. Noticing as those 3 minutes pass, you come that little bit deeper as your body starts to open. Opening up through those joints by applying that gentle stress to the joints. It helps move the synovial fluid around the joints. Also increases the fibroblasts production in the body. So when you release the pose, everything goes rushing back into that joint, helping to open up the joint, make it more fluid. So Yin's all about stretching through the joints, lengthening out the muscles, lengthening the joints. Yang's about the strength in the pose, strengthening those muscles. Just holding here, breathing nice and deeply, exhaling nice and slowly. A few more seconds in the pose. And then gently release, letting go. Walking your hands back up. Uncrossing that right leg and letting that right leg just fall open. Staying here for a moment, feeling the rebound through the hip, the lower back, maybe through those hamstrings. And then moving through to the left side, bending through that left knee, taking that left knee and crossing that left knee over the right. Again, remember you can stay here, or you can come and take that knee and place the knee just gently over the other knee. Remember, it's your practice, it's your journey, listening to the body, checking in. Coming and folding forward, again, slipping a block under that knee if you need to, slipping a block underneath that right leg if you need to, and come and hold here for 3 minutes. Letting the tension go through the neck, the shoulders, gentle rounding of the spine, opening up, feeling that target area, which is our hips, our hamstrings, our lower back. Breathing in nice and deeply, exhaling nice and slowly. No tension in the body, so not feeling any tension through the feet. Just relaxing into the pose, coming to your edge. Staying here, mindful, present, aware. Remembering the breath. Really focusing on the exhale. Staying present. Mindfully aware of the body. Mindfully aware of the practice. letting the mind wander. Just being here now, knowing there's nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do. Just being here now, breathing. And then gently release, letting go of the legs, sitting all the way back up. Taking your knees, gently windshield wiping, just letting the release come through the hips. And letting go. And then coming to lie down onto our backs now, setting up for our happy baby pose. Rolling down onto the back, coming back into our happy baby. Taking the feet up towards the sky, taking your hands just inside the soles of the feet. If this doesn't feel good and you prefer to take your hands on the outsides, you can take your hand on the outside or this way. So just find whatever feels good for you. Your hands can be clasping the outer edges of the feet or the inner edges of the feet. And just staying here in your happy baby for a few minutes. Relaxing here, feeling that sacral area reset, feeling that sacral area open. Remembering the breath, breathing into that sacrum, letting it go. And release, pulling the knees into the chest, coming into Apanasana, wind relieving pose, staying here for a moment or two, feeling the rebound. And then taking your arms out and just letting your arms fall to the side, setting up for our twists. Moving to the left first of all, so taking the knees and letting the knees just fold over. Taking the knees down, you don't have to worry about the shoulders coming up off the earth. Just letting those knees fall onto the left-hand side. Your hands can be out in cactus arms. You can have one arm over the head if that feels good. Or you can take that left hand and gently rest it on the right thigh, resting the other hand on your hip. Just coming whichever variation of the pose feels good for you. Taking the arms wherever feels comfortable, where you can hold for 2 minutes, holding this pose for 2 minutes. Feeling the twist through the torso, feeling the release and the opening up through the shoulders, the chest. Holding here, breathing nice and deeply. Exhaling nice and slowly. Gaze can be towards the sky. If it feels good, you can take your gaze over to the left, or you can just gently close your eyes. And just breathe into this twist. Coming again to your own edge. Coming to that edge where you can stay for a couple of minutes still. Being mindful, being present. One more minute here. And don't let your mind wander. Stay here, feeling the energy moving through the body. Being aware. And then gently release, coming back to center. Just coming back to center for a moment and holding here, feeling the rebounds. Just holding, feeling the energy moving, feeling the effect of the pose. And then slowly coming to the other side, taking both knees over to the right this time and coming to rest on your right side. Knees bent either up towards the chest further or further away from the chest. Check in, come to the variation wherever you can feel that gentle edge. Taking the arms wherever feels good. Your arms can be out. You can take your arms onto your legs and hold here if that feels good. Taking your arms up over your head if that feels good. But stay in whichever variation for 2 minutes. Remembering, if you feel any pain or stress, any pain at all, you do feel a gentle stress, but any pain, then move, come to a variation that feels good. So you should feel a gentle stretch, a gentle stress and strain, but nothing too intense, nothing too painful. Holding here for 2 minutes. Breathing into the obliques, breathing into the opening through the hips, feeling the opening, the release. And when you're ready, gently bringing the legs back around, staying here, feeling the rebound, taking the legs, the knees up. And then just pulling the knees in towards the chest, coming into Uttanasana, wind relieving pose, and staying here just for a moment or two again, feeling that energy circulating through the body. And then slowly, gently releasing, moving into our Shavasana. You may want to grab a blanket. If you're feeling a little bit chilled, cover up, keep warm. And then move into Shavasana Relaxation. So just letting the feet drop out to the side, the hands drop out to the side. Remembering it's not comfortable, you can lie on your belly or on your side. Letting the palms face up towards the universe. But if it doesn't feel good and you'd like to feel more grounded, then by all means, you can let your palms face down onto the ground. And just staying here, relaxing, moving into the most important pose of our practice, our Shavasana. Letting the tension release all the way through the body, feeling yourself sinking into your mat. Letting go of the mind now, just enjoying the relaxation. Staying here with your eyes gently closed, lying on your mat. Feeling the effect of the yin through the body. Staying here, relaxing. I'm just going to let you relax into the pose, relax into your Shavasana. I won't say too much. I'm just going to leave you for a few minutes to rest, relax, move into your own stillness. I'll read you a short poem for you to contemplate while you relax. I will leave yoga class rested and still by John Mundal. I will leave yoga class rested and still, in touch with my breath, my heart open, thankful I'm alive. Breathing in, I'm a mountain, a rock, a tree, firmly grounded in my inner essence. Breathing out, I'm a flower, gentle, sweet, and tender. I wish no harm on any living thing. My gift to the world is a peaceful heart, and I give it now, in this moment, all that ever is and all that ever will be. Staying here for one more minute. And slowly, gently begin to bring your awareness back into the room. Taking some slow, gentle movements through your fingers, your toes, your hands and your feet. Maybe taking a nice full long body stretch, stretching the arms in one direction, feet in the other. Feeling the lengthening through the spine. And then pulling the knees into your chest, giving yourself a nice big hug. Maybe gently rocking from side to side, gently massaging through the spine. And then when you're ready, rolling over onto your right side, holding in that fetal position just for a moment to pulse, letting that central nervous system reset and recalibrate. And then gently making your way back up to seated, coming into a nice easy seat, feeling those seat bones connected to the earth. Opening up through the spine, nice long tall spine, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Taking your hands to your heart center into Anjali Mudra and finishing with 3 slow hums with the breath. So inhaling, so filling up the belly. Exhaling, hum, taking the breath back up through and out the chest. Inhaling, so. Exhaling, hum. Inhaling, so. Exhaling, hum. Inhaling nice and deeply, and a nice big Om to finish. From my heart to yours. Namaste. So I hope you guys enjoyed your yin practice. I don't know whether you want to stay on and maybe let me know whether you enjoyed it or not. I can stop recording.